Hello students, today in ninth class we will start a new chapter in science, that is matter in our surrounding. Student, this lesson is related to our environmental conditions, which type of things are present in our environment, what are their properties, the substances which surrounds us, what properties they bear. It is our main topic in this lesson. So without wasting any time, let us start the chapter first, matter in our surrounding. Surrounding, that means whatever around us. And what is the meaning of matter? It is important for us students. Matter is anything that occupies space around us. So let's see the definition of the matter. Matter is the substance which has mass. The very first property of the matter is that it has mass. Anything that has mass, either it may be our pen, pencil, rubber, sharpener, table, duster, copy, book, etc. Anything which occupies space, which has mass. Now there is a difference in between mass and weight. Let's understand it. What is the meaning of mass? Mass is the total amount of the substance present in any component, any compound. For example, atom, molecule, you have studied that each and everything around us is made up of atoms. So how many atoms, how many molecules are present there? That thing is known as mass. And students, always remember, mass is a constant property and it is always constant at anywhere on the earth or outside the earth. If you take 1 kg, remember kg, kilogram or gram is the unit of mass. If you bring 1 kg of anything on the moon, it will remain 1 kg. So the amount, the mass never changes according to the places. Okay, mass is the total matter containing, total amount of the substance present in any compound, and occupies space. It is also an important property of the matter. It also occupies space. Students, anything that have mass will definitely occupy the space. So matter is the substance which have mass and occupies the space, and matter is made up of teeny particles also. You have studied that teeny particles are known as either atoms, molecules. So the matter is made up of teeny particles also. For example, notebook, pen, star, sun, anything that we see that occupies the space is matter. Now the characteristics of the particles which constitute the matter, they possess some properties. What are their properties? Their very first property is they are continuously moving. Anything that makes the matter is continuously in motion. In our day-to-day life, sometimes or very times we are not able to see how the molecules are moving, but in the next very next slide we will see how we can prove that the particles of a matter are continuously in motions. Second thing, they having spaces between them. The molecules present around, they possess some empty spaces between them. There are empty spaces between them. Third thing, they attract each other. Each and every molecules or the teeny particles which constitute the matter, they attract each other, they make bond with each other. We will study about the formation of the bond also, how they attract to each other. So let's discuss these three properties one by one, that how we can prove that they actually possess this property. The particles or the atoms that makes the matter actually possess this property. Let's see. First of all, if we have to prove that the particles of the matter are continuously in motion, then in order to prove that, we will take an example, or we will do an experiment for this purpose. For performing this experiment, students, we will take a glass of water and keep it on a table up to the time when the water become stable. Now slowly put 1 or 2 drop of ink in it, or you may use the blue also. So any color, one or just drop 1 or 2, just put 1 or 2 drop of the color in the water, in steady water. Now students, you will see that after some time that color will cover whole the water. It will cover the whole water. So what is the reason behind this? Students, the reason behind it that the particles of the color are continuously in motion and they move from higher concentration to lower concentration continuously. So by this motion they cover whole water. So this experiment, students, prove that the particles of the matter are always in continuously motion. So particles possess kinetic energy. The first thing, kinetic energy, that means, students, the energy of the molecules due to their motion. They possess the motion, they possess kinetic energy, they have kinetic energy in them. As the temperature rises, particles move faster. That is the important point. Why? When the temperature of the substance or temperature of the matter increases, the molecules move faster. The reason behind this, student, that they gain the heat energy. They have more kinetic energy and their speed become faster. Because kinetic energy increases. The reason behind it that their kinetic energy increases. So the student, movement is minimum in solids, or you can say it is negligible in solids. The solid particles or the atoms in the solid, they possess higher force of attraction with each other. So they possess minimum kinetic energy. They do not move away or close to each other very much. It is more in liquids, because we see here there the molecules of the liquid, water and the color can move across them. And third thing, it is maximum in gases, students. How we can prove? If we just put a scent stick in a room, then its scent or its smoke cover whole of the room very rapidly. That is the reason it is maximum in gases. The movement of the particle is maximum in gases. So this is our first property, that the particles of the matter are continuously in motion. Now see the second property. The second property was that particles of matter have space between them. So students, how we can prove that the particles of the matter have spaces between them? In order to prove this theory, we will do another experiment. For performing this experiment, we will take a glass of water again. Let remain the water when it becomes steady and mark the level of the water with a marker. We will mark the level of the water here, that this is our level of the water. Now we will put 1 or 2 spoon salt in it. Put the salt in the water, and again we will observe that the level of the water is not increased. The level of the water remains the same. Why? Though we added the substance in it, its level doesn't increase. The reason behind it, student, that the molecule or the atoms of the salt occupies the space between the water molecules. Our water molecules are just like this, arranged with each other. and they possess these empty spaces. See here, these spaces are empty, just like this. We can see it in broad level. So students, here are the empty spaces present between the molecules. This is the empty space. So this empty space get covered by other molecules in any matter. So the particles in a matter have spaces between them. Okay students, so this experiment of the salt and water solution proves that the particles have spaces between them. Okay students, so second thing also proved. Now we will see the third thing. Particles of matter attract each other. Now students, how we can prove that particles of the matter attract each other? In order to prove this, again we will do other experiment. You can perform all this experiment at your home, because all these are very easy and they possess no cost. They are costless experiment. So student, in this experiment we will take a tap of running water. So whenever when we open the tap, the water will start coming out from the tap from here. Now if we put our finger in between the water, if we put our finger here, suppose we put our finger in this manner here, and it is thickness of our finger. Now the water will start moving in this manner from the surface of our finger, and it will again join each other. Each stream will join and again they become one. You can do it at your home. So here this proves that the particles attract each other. It is a very simple experiment and proves that the particles of the water attracts each other. Okay students, so particles possess three properties. The force of attraction is maximum in solids, intermediate in liquid, that means it is very less in liquid, and negligible in gases. Students, the gaseous molecules do not possess the force of attraction with each other. That is the reason that the gases do not have fixed volume. Their molecules move away from each other. We will see it in our next slide. So once again see the three properties of the particles. The one is they are continuously in moving, they are continuously in motion. Second is they having spaces between them, and third thing, they attract each other. These are the three properties of the matter particles which constitute the matter. Now see students, state of the matter, that means the matter around us found in different state, different physical states. We will see what states they are and what are their properties. So students, the matter around us generally found in three states, that is solid, liquid and gases. You have seen all these. Now we will discuss their characteristic properties. If it is solid, then why? What is the reason behind being solid? If it is a liquid, then what is the reason? And gases, and what are their different properties? Why they become so? Let's discuss them one by one. Here students, you can see in the diagram that these dots represent the atoms present in them. Here see in the solid, the dots are very close to each other, You can see here. This is our solid, and in solid the particles are closely attached to each other because their intermolecular forces are very high. In liquid, the molecules are present a little away from each other, and in gases these are very far away to each other. That is the main difference between solid, liquid and gases. Now let's see what are their different properties, how they are different to each other. We will see it that solid has definite shape. The very first property is related to their shape. Solids have a definite shape. That means if you take anything that is solid, for example, if you take this book, if you put this book on a table, it will be of same shape. If you put this book on the ground or in any kind of vessel, then its shape will remain the same. So there is no change in the shape of the solid by their own. But in case of liquid, no definite shape. What does it mean? The meaning of this thing is that if you put 1 liter of water in a vessel having this shape, then the shape of the water become this type. It will become a tube shaped. If you put water in this shape vessel, the shape of the water become this. If you put the water in a vessel of this shape, its shape become like that. That means the shape of the liquid is actually the shape of the vessel in which they are kept. They don't have their own shape, but solid have their own shape. And in the same cases, gases also, they do not have definite shape. If you put 1 liter of gas in a jar, its shape become whatever the shape of the jar. If you put gas open in a room, its shape, it will take the shape of the room also. Second property, distinct boundaries. Solids have their own boundaries. So if we see, if this is a water bottle, it has its own boundaries. It do not move away from that until and unless external force is applied on it. Okay, so if they have their definite shape, they will definitely have their boundaries also. In case of liquid, no definite boundaries are there. That means if you put a liquid on surface, it will spread in any manner. There will be no definite manner for it. And also in the cases of gases, there is no definite boundaries are there. If we see the rigidity, that means compressibility or rigidity, hardness, solids are very hard, liquids are fluid, they can flow. Solid do not flow, but liquid can flow, and gases also can flow from their own. Next thing is compressibility, that by applying the pressure, how we can compress it, up to which extent that can be compressed. So solids are incompressible. Compressibility is, student, directly related to their intermolecular spaces. If there is less intermolecular space, they will be less compressible. More intermolecular space, more compressible. Here there is no space between the molecules of the solid or negligible intermolecular spaces, so they cannot be compressed. In case of liquid, they can be compressed very little because they possess very little intermolecular spaces. There is space, empty space present in between their molecules, but in terms of gas, they can be highly compressed. A large amount of gas can be compressed in a low vessel. For example, if we take the example of our LPG gas cylinder, near about 14 kg of gas is compressed inside a small cylinder. If we let escape that gas, that can cover a whole room or a large hall. It can cover a large hall, but that volume of a large hall full gas can be compressed in the form of a small cylinder. That notify that the gases have high compressibility. They can be compressed up to very high extent. Okay students, now see the next one, that is volume. Volume of the substances solid have a definite volume. The volume do not change by their own because they possess the higher intermolecular forces which are bound each other very hardly, so they do not change their volume also. Liquid also students have definite volume. Now it is a little confusing that they do not possess definite shape but definite volume. This is a little confusing for you, that definite shape, no definite shape but definite volume. So students, shape of the liquid is the shape of the vessel in which it is placed. If you place the water in a glass, it will acquire the shape of the glass. If you put the water in bucket, it will occupy the shape of the bucket. But volume, if you talk about the volume and we take 1 liter of water, 1 liter of water, and if you put that 1 liter in a bucket, in a big mug or anywhere in any vessels, the volume of the water remains 1 liter. The volume will not change. Water will remain become 1 liter. But student, in case of the gases, it is not fixed. If we put a gas in 1 liter vessel, it will occupy the whole vessel of 1 liter. The same gases of the same 1 liter gases, if you put in a large cylinder, it will occupy whole the space of the cylinder. And if you put the same 1 liter gas in a room, the gas will occupy space of the whole room, volume of the whole room. So the volume of the gases is not fixed, and in fact the volume of the gas is the volume of the container actually. The container in which it is placed will be its volume. So students, today we discussed the property of the matter, the states of the matter, and what are the main differences between the 3 states of the matter. In the next video we will continue